Oh, almost dropped the microphone off the bat. That would have been funny. Good morning, peeps. How's it going? Um, I just literally woke up, got out of bed, and wanted to go live since we couldn't do it yesterday. But we're here now. I am tired, but we're gonna get through this. I got my coffee, I got my Gatorade. We should be good to go. So, with that being said, I think that we are live. I gotta check a few things. Okay, I got the green light. Do, 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 do. Green light's good. Volume looks like it's doing all right, so you guys should be able to hear me. Let's go ahead and hit the intro.
Are you ready?
All right. So I gotta read the chat. Adam, what's going on? And look at the Gridiron Blitz notification squad. He's already doing my promos for me. If you guys have not already, which I think most of you guys have since it's this early in the morning, what you want to do next to the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything that I do. Also, I have updated some things on this stream. When you guys donate or a new subscriber happens, a new thing should pop up. So I kind of want to try that out, but I'm not begging for money. But make a burner account and subscribe to me if you want to see it pop up at least. So, Dan said should have tried to sign a KCP. I wouldn't really have worried about it one way or the other. Oh, what happened to your other account? You said some bad things, didn't you? Dylan, do you think Reggie Jackson will get traded at all? His name's probably going to be very popular come trade deadline time. I'm not really sure if they're actively looking to trade it, but it's going to depend on how well he plays, actually. You know, if he plays very well, his contract is expiring, so people might want to get a decent player for half the year to try to make a playoff push or something like that. So his name will be popping up throughout the season. Do they pull the trigger on it? I don't know. But his name will be up there. Hugo said D-Rose. D-Rose is probably the biggest addition. It's between him and Sekou. So, let's see. What's going on, D? He's a good fit. Will it happen, though? I don't know. I would rather have Bradley Beal over DeMar DeRozan and Westbrook any day of the week. Hunter, do you think Drummond will opt out next year? 100%. Does that mean he's leaving? No. And Gridiron Blitz coming through clutch with the $1.99 donation. So that's what pops up when you super chat. I appreciate that, Derek. The other one, I think I put them in backwards though, because there was supposed to be a different one that popped up. So I think when a new person subscribes, the other one pops up. I think I gotta flip that though, because I think I want it the other way around. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, that's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool app. Yeah, even if he stays, he's gonna opt out because he gets more money that way. LeBron did it when he was in Cleveland. He opted out every year. He didn't leave, but he got more money. And it's gonna be incentive based. So, whenever you make an all-star team, first team all, second team, third team all NBA, all team defense, anything like that, you get more incentives. So this is probably going to be Andre Drummond's best season coming up, just for money reasons. Just for money reasons. Oh, that's a big bag, but he can get a bigger bag. I think it's going to be someone out west. I really think the Clippers are going to be the best team in the league this year, at least defensively, because, I mean, you got Pat Beverly, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard. I mean, those guys can switch out on anybody and pretty much guard 1 through 4. It's going to be pretty nasty. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we've seen a full court press while all those guys are out there. And then to make things even better, you got Montez Harrell and Lou Will coming off the bench. So they're going to be deep. I think that team is way better than Toronto. And Toronto just won the NBA Finals. It's going to be crazy. I don't know exactly out east who is going to pull it off. But you have to think Milwaukee's going to be the favorite out there. I'm not buying into Philadelphia. The Philadelphia team just seems weird and kind of thrown together. I don't think it's going to fit that well, especially having Ben Simmons, Al Horford, and Embiid. That is just weird to me. I don't think it's going to work. They should still be a top team in the East. I'm not buying into it. I don't think they're going to be that good. Outside of Tobias Harris, they really can't shoot. I mean, you lost one of the best three-point shooters in the league that really balanced your team out. So I'm not really buying into Philly. Boston, it's got too many question marks. Indiana's got too many question marks to be considered a title contender. But, yeah, man, it's going to be fun. I think the Clippers are going to be the favorite, though. Dylan, I don't know what you're smoking or drinking this morning, but I might want some later. Don't go compare them to the 04 Pistons, though, because they have two superstars. The Pistons didn't. If you watch J-Mo, he thinks the Pelicans are going to be nasty right now. So they have a bright future. They did good rebooting, man. They did very, very good rebooting. I don't even know how long this rebuild's going to take, but you can't really complain. I mean, the Lakers pretty much gave everything to them. It's crazy. They did a great job. It's not. Yeah, I mean, you're right, but neither did Toronto, and Toronto just won it. We did talk to Griffin before we brought in Ed Stefanski, actually, and Jerry West. I don't think he's going to leave the Clippers. Hunter, are you talking just NBA or for the Pistons? I'll answer it both, I guess. I am most excited to see the Clippers play. I think that's going to be very fun. I think it's going to be exciting just to see the NBA balanced. Because right now, you really don't know who's going to be that good yet. I mean, the Warriors have D'Angelo Russell and Steph Curry. I mean, that's still a pretty good duo. Do they start them at the same time, or do they have a point guard coming in for the entire game? Like, you have one of those guys out there at a time. You don't take them both out. Just the duos around the league. I mean, it's crazy. It's the way it needed it to be. I think super teams need to be done. I think that the commish, Adam Silver, needs to do a better job of stopping that. Unless you can do it like OKC did, where you drafted Westbrook, Harden, and KD. Then it's fine. For the Pistons that I'm most excited for, watching Derrick Rose, man. I can't wait to get the official jersey. I've seen a couple of bootleg jerseys where it doesn't have the Flag Star Bank on it, though. Whenever that drops, though, I'm probably going to get a couple. I'm excited to see that the Pistons are getting a new uniform. Not ditching the red, white, and blue, but they get an additional one for making the playoffs. So that should be fun. They're not going to start D Rose, though. You're right, Marvin. It's absolutely 125% based on their health. If they're not healthy, they're not going to do well. You'll look at them as the 8 seed again and get swept again. This team is going to go as far as Blake Griffin can stay healthy. But at the same time, if Andre Drummond would have played a lot better in the playoffs, they could have made a run for it. So, I don't know where JR is going to go. I don't think JR knows where he's going to go. He said, I'm not a really big JR fan, so I really don't want him, but I wouldn't be mad if they did it. Probably, D. All I want from Derrick Rose is to play anywhere between 60 and 70 games, and I'll be happy with it. The thing about D Rose, man, is he's going to get a lot of load management. So what sounds bad about it is that we're not going to have a backup point guard. But thinking about it, you're going to have all these young guys that you just showcase in the summer league. So like Bruce Brown, Kyrie Thomas, Shaviv can all step in and play it. Not to mention you signed Tim Frazier. So, I mean, you have different backup options for when he does go down or when you want to load management. I'm not playing these guys, and these guys is Blake Griffin and D Rose. I'm not playing them a lot of time. Like, when I play, I don't know, the Cavs, I'm not playing Blake Griffin. He's going to have a load management in that game. You have to. You played him too much last year. You relied on him too much last year. And he got hurt. And it cost you a playoff series. It cost you a bad spot in the playoffs. At one point in time, we were the 6th seed. I believe we would have played Philly. We would have had a much, much better time against Philadelphia than Milwaukee. Milwaukee is going to be a tough matchup for the Pistons this season. I just seen they signed Kyle Korver. That team is absolutely loaded with guys who killed the Pistons. So I'm not looking forward to playing Milwaukee at all next season. They probably will sweep us again next year in the regular season. If we play them in the playoffs again, they will sweep us again because that team is nasty. Drummond's working on everything. Drummond is showing that he is shooting the three, but he's working on everything, man. His shot looks a lot better. He shot a lot better from the free throw line than previous years. Drummond's working on everything. Drummond has improved something each and every year. So I don't get when people say he's not working. Like, he's always working. He's always improved something about his game. I want Luke Kennard to start, but more than likely they'll probably start Bruce Brown again. Every player, man. It's ridiculous. I wish we could have played Toronto, man. I think that would have been a good matchup for us. We gave Toronto a lot of problems in the regular season. You talking about Drummond? It depends on how much he shows me this year. If he can improve and, say, hit 30% from the three-point line, if he can show like he added that to his game, which he doesn't need it, I'd much rather see him attack down low and show me that post game more than shooting threes. But, yeah, he's a max player. He's a max player. The real thing with Drummond, though, is he needs a point guard to be effective. If he doesn't give him a point guard, then it ain't going to work out very well. Benjamin, we'll see, man. We'll see. I'm not a big college football kind of guy, so I don't really watch too much about it, to be honest with you. I'm more NFL. I don't really watch a ton of college games, even in basketball. I watch March Madness and do the brackets, but I really don't watch a lot of college. I got to read my post from last night. I got to see who all commented on that real quick. Reggie and Bruce and Snell together. That'd be entertaining to watch. Certainly Bruce Brown and Tony Snell is going to be effective defensively together. But I got to see Bruce Brown, man. I got to see him work on his offensive game. He didn't really showcase it that much in the summer league. By that, I mean his jump shot. He did not work, or I guess I should say, did not get to showcase his jump shot. He did very well playing point guard and dishing the ball out. He averaged that triple-double. He didn't average. He got the triple-double, I should say. So, I mean, he can pass the ball and play make. So, when he can drive to the hoop and create his own shot, it's basically like having two point guards out there. But he still got time to work on his shot. It's not like his workouts are over with. He's still got plenty of time to work on it. So, if he can develop that jump shot and shoot 30-35%, you can't be mad at that. Especially since he was throwing bricks since day one he came in here. I think Kyrie is going to be the big question mark, man, because he did get inconsistent in the summer league. He had that one big game, and it seemed like he never really got back to that. But you're right, he needs playing time. All the young guys get playing time. I'm going to be making a video. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to make it, but I did it for the Lions. I did it for the Pistons offseason, which I probably should go back and rewatch that because I don't remember what all I said. But I lost my train of thought. Hold on, what was I saying? Oh yes, one of the keys for the Pistons is to show me that they developed their young talent. That you can draft these guys and show them that you can do what you did in Toronto. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. It's not that much. You gotta prove to me, Dwayne Casey, that you can recreate your magic. Oh, I just read the Blitz super chat. I didn't see a thing come up there, but I see it now. So that super chat said, "This is for that boom arm I told you to get." Yeah. I just don't have anywhere to put it, man. I really don't. I need to get a different stand or something. I don't know, man. We'll figure it out. Which I don't understand because when I was live last time, everyone said that they could hear me, like just fine. Like I asked everybody, my level looked good, and then after it uploaded and everyone went back and watched it, they said they couldn't hear me, which I heard me when I would run back and rewatch it because I was trying to figure it out. I just don't know if you guys turned your volume up all the way or not. So, all right, let's see here. Yeah, Drummond needs that mid-range game. That face-up post game would help that if he could develop that. But he's a work in progress still, man. He's only 25. He's still got a lot of time to improve. Harley, be quiet. Okay. I don't know, Dominic. It's going to depend on how bad or how good the Pistons perform. Plus, there's always going to be someone who wants out at the deadline. I can't predict that far in the future yet. There's really no way you can tell, but there's going to be a deal out there that the Pistons are going to look. Plus, like I said, Reggie Jackson might be available. Depending on if Andre Drummond doesn't want to stay, he might be available. So, I mean, there's going to be a big move at the deadline for the Pistons. Even if they don't do something, that just means that they got a plan and they know what they're going to do. Yeah, man, those Blake Griffin rumors are fake. If they don't have a blue check mark by their Twitter account, it's not real. They're just doing that for clickbait. So, Dan the Sportsman, do a 2K my career. I do it. I just don't have the equipment to edit it and produce it. I guess if I get it for PS4, which I have both Xbox One and PS4, I could live stream it. I don't know. I wish he was in here, but my buddy Overnight Hectic, I play 2K with him, and he uploads every time I play with him. So shout out to Overnight Hectic. Let me put his name in the chat so you can check it out. Go check him out, man. I got some game clips with him on there. We will be playing 2K20 when that comes out. Let me finish typing this. We play I can't type, that was bad. We play the Rec Center. We play Pro-Am. We play Park. But yeah, me and him are going to be playing a lot this year. I'm going to try to get his sub count up for him. He's almost to 200. He puts out good content, man. The editing he does in his videos are very, very good, very well done. And I've tried helping him out a little bit. He is much better at 2K than I am. So how's it going, man? I'm not sure what you mean by the Sekou thing going, man. But talking about Sekou, I just don't know if the Pistons are going to play him at all this season, to be honest with you guys. I mean, you brought in Tony Snell, so more than likely he's going to be starting at small forward. You bring in Markieff Morris, so when Blake Griffin gets load management, he'll probably be starting. But he'll be coming off the bench as our backup power forward. He is not a small forward. He is not like Marcus. He does not really play small forward. He is a power forward through and through. And I think the backup small forward should be Shaviv Mihailuk. So where does that really leave Sekou? I don't know. Obviously, I would love the Pistons to see him play, but I'm not sure if there's going to be a lot of opportunity for him to play year one. And I don't care, because he's 18. He doesn't have NBA experience yet. I mean, he was getting burned on defense in the summer league. And now, granted, it was only 8-9 minutes. It wasn't like we've seen it on a large scale. And he's got this whole summer to work out and improve on it. But I don't really need them to start him or bring him in off the bench right away. This is an investment draft pick, okay? This is going to take time to make him good. You look back at Siakam. Siakam really didn't play that much his first time in the league. I think he averaged, 5 and something? I mean, it wasn't like he blew anyone away. He showed up one year with an improvement and blew everybody away. I'm not really worried about him starting right away. I trust Dwayne Casey with these young guys. Sekou's got all the talent. I mean, he's 6'9", can put the ball on the floor, shoot the ball. He's got handles. I mean, he can pretty do much. Come on, Drew. He can pretty much do anything offensively. He's athletically. I can't talk, man. He's athletically gifted. He's got everything you want offensively for a player. So, who knows? No, they're not turning him into a stretch 5. He's just adding it to his arsenal. Because, you looked at last season, he was in a couple of bad situations where he did have to shoot some at the end of the shot clock. But the way that the NBA has evolved, I mean, you pretty much have to shoot threes. Now, obviously, at being Drummond's size, I want to see him down low, attacking the basket, dunking on people. I mean, being that big, you really don't have to shoot threes. But everyone does it. So I think he's just adding it to his game. I'm not sure he's just going to stand at the three-point line and shoot it, because he still wants to be the league leader in rebounds. So he's going to be down low most of the time. He's just adding it to his game. They're not going to turn him into a stretch 5. It's not who he is. I think that he's doing this right now because he's looking at the future of his career. I think Blake Griffin coming over. I think playing against Brook Lopez. Guys like Pau Gasol. All these guys who were low post players early on in their career, or super athletic. You think of like Alonzo Mourning and all that stuff. They had to add jump shots so they could stay around in the league. I think Drummond's looking at this for his future. So whenever he's out of his prime, or if he gets hurt, not hoping that, knock on wood, it's just for when he gets older. I think he's going to use it, but he's going to infect it now, so that way when he does get to that point in career, he's going to be a great 3-point shooter. So no, he's not just coming a stretch big right now. This is a career longevity move for him. I don't have a problem with guys adding stuff for the game at all. Never have, never will. Twitter's blowing up right now. Hold on one momento. I guess this could be a cheap plug for Twitter. I just hit 300 followers on Twitter. Oh, I'm at 301 now. So Instagram, Twitter links are in the description. Be sure to follow me. I thought something big was happening. Everyone was just liking my stuff. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. This is what I'm talking about. Hold on, let me post the Canby, and then we'll talk about it. So this dude on Twitter is talking to Dre on Twitter. On Twitter, in case you guys didn't get that, okay? And they're talking about his rating. Where they gave him an 86, and they gave Blake Griffin an 88. So that's two attribute grades below Blake Griffin. I felt he should have been higher. 86. He had a career year. I don't know how he got worse. But this dude commented and said, in all honesty, you deserved a 70, mainly based off your effort. Guys, I understand Drummond did not play very well in the playoffs. I get it. I was there at Game 3. Everyone stood up on their feet to boo that man. But this guy is insanely talented, man. If you do not see how talented this guy is, you're crazy. The talent is unreal. This has probably been the best rebounder in the league since Dennis Rodman. He's definitely been the best rebounding Piston since Ben Wallace. And I think he's a better rebounder than Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace also was a way better defender. But if you keep Drummond, he is going to shatter any record for rebounding under the Pistons franchise and quite possibly the NBA. I mean, he's fourth all-time in 2020 games, and he's only 25. Only 25. You get this man a true point guard who passes him the ball in the pick and roll, and dude, it's a wrap. He could average 25 points a game. It's unreal. So everyone crapping on him don't really understand. Because when Blake Griffin went down, that's their offense, man. They don't run plays for Drummond. And I feel if I was Andre Drummond and I'm supposed to be the guy and you're not running plays for me while your best player's out, I'd be pretty pissed too. Dwayne Casey has gone on record many times saying they don't run plays for Andre. That every point he gets, he creates his own shot. How are you going to be the second best player on your team and not get any plays called for you? It doesn't make any sense. So that's why if I was Andre Drummond, I'd be pissed, but I don't know, man. I'm kind of over the whole everyone that doesn't perform the way that you like it, you just dog them. Come on, man. Like, it's not just the Pistons. It's all Detroit teams. You know, if they're not winning championships, most of you guys don't root for them. So it's kind of sad. The Lions videos will be coming shortly. They just started training camp. The thing with football, though, is, like, right after the draft and free agency, I mean, there's really not too much stuff going on. Like, there's no trade rumors to talk about. You kind of just got to wait for training camp and preseason. I'm going to try, and the key word there is try, to go live during, I'm not sure if I'm going to be home for the preseason games or not, but I'm going to try to go live during all 16 regular season games. And if they make the playoffs, I'll go live during the playoff games, and we'll do a watch party. I can't show the game for copyright reasons, but I'm going to go live during them. Which I got my Lions intro and my background saved on this, so we should be good to go. Actually, let's take a look at the Lions background real quick. See how that looks. Okay, so that's still a work in progress. Not really what I thought it was, but we'll work on that. All right. To be honest with you, I think he's just a little bit overweight. I think he's a little bit heavier than when he came into the league. I don't know. I wish he would dunk the ball. I'm with you. I'm not saying Dre's perfect. He's got his flaws. No one's perfect. I wish he would dunk the ball more often, but he misses dunks too. So I don't know. I think Dave Bing would argue with that one. I think Dave Bing would say he's the GOAT. You want me to do a baseball video? I can't talk about the Tigers. I get too mad. That is the biggest disappointment in Detroit sports is the Tigers. You look back at all the talent that they had, and not to win a World Series from 2006 to the last time we went was 2013, 2012. What a joke of a franchise, man. I mean, you look at everyone that they let. You traded Verlander away. He won a World Series. You let Scherzer walk. He won a Cy Young, and I believe he won the MVP. And then you let Rick Porcello walk, and he won a Cy Young. I'm pretty sure David Price did better when he left. There's someone else too I'm thinking about. I'm not sure. But my point being is the Tigers made the wrong move every possible time. You traded JD away. I think he went to Boston. And no, he went to Houston. I don't know. I think he's in Boston now. Jose left. Ian Kinsler left. You made the wrong possible move at every single opportunity that you had to make the team better. You screwed up and made it worse. So now we have to wait for these young prospects to develop and show that they're going to be good, which we don't even know. I can't talk about the Tigers, man. If I tried doing a video, and I kid you not, I recorded it 5 or 6 times, and I couldn't talk when they extended Al Avila's contract. I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. I just got too heated, man. The trade deadline is just going to depend on how well the Pistons are playing. If they're right around the 7th or 8th seed again, then they probably trade not Andre. Yikes! They trade Reggie away for sure, and look to fulfill that point guard spot, either playing D Rose or trading Reggie for a better caliber point guard. But I'm not really sure what the market's going to be for Reggie. It's just going to depend on how well the Pistons are playing. If they're 6 seed or higher, I think they stay put because their goal needs to be 6 seed or higher. You made the playoffs. That's very good. You know, going into the last season, Blake Griffin's expectation for that team was 4 seed to have a home court advantage playoff series. And obviously they fell extremely short of that. But realistically, they should be the 6th seed. That's where I got them. And coming up within the next 2 weeks, I'm going to predict, I don't know why I said it like that, but I'm going to predict my 8 teams in the East and the West to make the playoffs. Do it every year with my brother. And last year it was pretty bad. We weren't even close. I think between the two of us, I think we maybe got 1 or 2 right. So should be pretty fun. Yes. I think that the Lions have a big three offensively with Stafford, Galladay, and Johnson. It's a nice building block for him at the least. Kenny is a very underrated wide receiver in the league. Now, he's not a top receiver yet, but the dude got 1,000 yards last year. His numbers are going to go up this year, and it's going to be because of carry-on. This offense is built for carry-on now. You bring in an offensive coordinator in Bevel who wants to showcase his running offense. It's what he's done. He did it in Minnesota when Brett Favre was there and they had AP. AP ran for 2,000 yards. I'm not sure if Bevel was there when that happened, though. But he helped establish that running culture over there. And it helps when you have a great running back like AP. He goes to Seattle, gets Marshawn Lynch, and they're one of the best running teams in the league. Even when Lynch retired and eventually went to Oakland, they still ran the ball extremely well. Now, their offensive line was terrible, but they had I almost said Westbrook Wilson, who can create plays out of the pocket. He is probably the best out-of-pocket quarterback in the league, just extending plays and stuff like that. So, I mean, that helps. Coming into Detroit, though, you get a bunch of young guys on the offensive line. You know, some of these guys have only been here for a couple of years. They ran the ball kind of well last year. I mean, it was the first time we had a 100-yard rusher since Reggie Bush. So everything is building up for a breakout season for them. This play-action pass, I'm telling you guys, is going to be insanely beautiful to watch. Insanely beautiful. It's going to be crazy how good it's going to be to watch. Plus, you know, depending on how well this Snacks and Big Play Slay conversation goes with Bob Quinn, this defense is going to be nasty just as well, man. Just as well. I think they could be very well be the surprise team of the NFL. Obviously, you know, you still have to worry about Chicago in our division, but I'm not sold on Trubisky, man. I think what they did a lot of offensively last year was a lot of smoke and mirrors. That defense is still going to be tough, but I don't think it's going to be as good as it was last season. Obviously, whenever you have Khalil Mack, you're going to be a tough defensive team. Let's see. Green Bay, I didn't feel like they improved a lot last season. I don't even know if they did anything. I know Jimmy Graham said he's going to show people what he's made out of, which I'm pretty sure he says that every year, and he left Drew Brees, and he hasn't really recovered from that yet. And then Minnesota, as long as they got Kirk Cousins, they're not doing anything. Yeah, no, I'm not trading for Kirk. Kirk Cousins is a joke. Now, he sold me last season, okay? I was a Kirk Cousins fan while he was in Washington. And I call him the poor man Stafford because he looks like a lot like Stafford. He's just not as good as Stafford. And I was rooting for him when he went to Washington and finally got his time to shine after they moved on from RG3 through all the injuries. I'm like, man, Kirk Cousins, man, he's going to be good. He just doesn't have anything yet. So when he went to Minnesota, I'm like, oh, snap, dude. Minnesota is about to be really, really, really good. Now, he's got two of the most talented receivers in the league and didn't even make the playoffs. What's going on, Michael Mike? So as long as Kirk Cousins is in Minnesota, they're not going to do anything. Plus, I know they were hurt a lot defensively last year, but dude, I'm not worried about Minnesota either. They'll be right around 8-8, 7-9. It's really between Detroit and Chicago. Really between Detroit and Chicago. And I think, you know, Detroit's more talented offensively. We got to see what this defense can do, but I think this defense is on the right path and it's got a very good potential being a top 10, top 5 defense in the league, depending on how good we can talk to Snacks and Big Play Slay and get them back ASAP because training camp's starting, man, and you don't have your two leaders defensively. You just talking about for the wins? Because we've made the playoffs. I think I'm trying to remember because I made the video like months ago. I think I have the Pistons at 10-6, or not the Pistons. Yikes! The Lions at 10-6 or 11-5, depending on health. No, it's not Stafford's fault. I guess this season is do or die time for him, man. Um, I'm more concerned if we get to the playoffs rather than our record. If we get to the playoffs, it's cool. We don't need to trade him. But this is really nut up or shut up time for him because there will be no more excuses after this year. If he's got everything. He's got the running game now. He's got the offensive line. He's got Marvin Jones and Kenny Galladay at receiver. You got Jesse James and T.J. Hawkinson, the new age outlaws at tight end. And then you got the defense. If all those things work out, there really shouldn't be a problem this year. The Lions are really balanced. They got a lot of talent. Matt Patricia's just got to do his thing defensively. Let Bevel worry about the offense. And the Lions should be good, man. I got hair on my tongue. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, man. I can't wait. I think we got, preseason August 8th. So it's going to be fun. It depends on if Andre wants to stay or not. If Andre wants to stay, he is a young star. He's only 25. So I'm not just going to trade him just for money reasons. But he's worth the max. Anywhere he's go, he's going to get paid like it. Al Horford just got paid, and he averaged 13 points a game. Andre's worth the max deal. Yeah, Woods. I looked at it. I don't know, but there was an 8-game stretch. I don't know why I sounded like that, but there was an 8-game stretch, and he averaged 17 and 8 with a couple blocks. So I mean, that's potential right there. But how much is he going to play? I don't know. It's a good pickup. I like it, but how much is he going to play? I don't know. They did a good job, though. I like it. I like the move. Very much like the move. A lot of potential for that guy. Bob Quinn is the man. Bob Quinn is the absolute man. Again, but it's do or die time for him. You had Jim Caldwell, who, went 9-7 year in, year out. That was his average record while he was here in Detroit. And then you bring in Patricia, your guy. You got to win games pretty soon. Yeah, I think, in my opinion, Shavib should be the backup small forward. Oh, no. You got to play Thon. I wouldn't be surprised if they put Thon back at power forward and bring in Woods. But Thon's a good rim protector. Don't look at the playoff series against Milwaukee because they put him on Giannis. And that's not really a fair matchup because Giannis is a freak. I mean, his nickname is the Greek Freak. But Thon Maker's a good rim protector. And he's worked on his game a lot this summer. He's worked underneath the basket. So if he can develop that attacking the basket game, he's going to be good, man. Just got to stop shooting those threes. That's the only problem I have with Thon is those threes. Even when he's missing them, he's just brick. They keep shooting them. Stop shooting them. Do something different. I'm not really trying to make excuses for him. But it was only a couple minutes. He barely played, and his offensive game looked amazing. His defense looked quite the opposite. But Seku's an investment. He's not going to be good right away. It's going to take time. He's only 18, coming from a different country. Just be patient with Sekou. Because I think they're going to start Tony Snell for defensive purposes. Trust me. I don't want Snell to start. I would love for Steve Reeves to start. But knowing the Pistons, they're going to start Tony Snell. I like the Christian Woods move. You get a young guy in here who quite possibly might be the replacement for Drummond if Drummond wants to leave. Uh, hell of talent, man. Hell of talent. It's going to be on Dwayne Casey and Ez Stefanski to help develop him, though. But the sky's the limit for that. That's a great under-the-radar pickup who quite possibly is going to be the backup center for us. Yeah, but my thing with that is, I mean, there's not really going to be room for him at the point guard with Reggie Jackson and Derrick Rose, unless they're going to put him at point guard when we give Derrick Rose load management. But I think they like Bruce Brown more at the point guard than they do Shaviv. So he might play the 2 guard, which I think the 2 guard spot's really tied up between Luke Kennard, Bruce Brown. And then for the third stringer, I guess you could say Kyrie Thomas and Shaviv. I feel like there's more opportunity for Shaviv to play the small forward. I mean, you really got Tony Snell. That's pretty much it. Sekou can play it. I don't know if Sekou's ready yet. So I think Shaviv's going to have an opportunity to play small forward. Ugh. I burped. You know, I think at that point in time, if you put Shaviv at small forward, it's going to be just a switch on matchup kind of a thing. So I don't know, man. Yeah, he is the steal of the draft because he was a top 10 talent. He fell to 15. So even if he doesn't work out, say he doesn't, pan out to be what we wanted to be, you can't complain because you got a top 10 prospect at 15. So, I mean, you can't really be mad at this pick either way it goes. Now, you don't want to do that, though, because he's only 18. If he's ready, then heck yeah, you do it. If he's not ready, don't rush it, man. Don't rush it. He's only 18. There's plenty of time. I mean, we were going to be a 6 seed without him. He can only help us out, but I'm not rushing him out there. I don't need to rush him out there. If he's not ready for it, don't throw him out there yet. That's all I'm saying. If he's ready for it, then do it. If you think he's ready for it, but at some point in time, you're right though about the training wheels. You're gonna have to learn how to ride by yourself. You're not always gonna have mom or dad holding you up. So at some point in time, he's going to have to take that into his own hands. But you got to be patient. He's coming from a whole different league. It's not like he played at NCAA. He's coming from a different country where the game was a little bit different than it is. It's faster, way faster. You can tell about the summer league; it was faster to him, and it's only going to be faster from the summer league to preseason and from preseason to the NBA. I mean, that's why the rookies struggle so much coming in. Is the game's speed so much faster? It's the same thing for football. Football is way faster from the NFL to NCAA. So just give him time to adjust to the speed. It's going to happen. There's going to be a year he gets it all right. It's going to take off. The Red Wings, they have a bright future under Steve Yzerman. I'm not sure how long this rebuild is going to take, but under Steve Yzerman, I don't think it's going to take that long. Looking what he did in Tampa was very, very impressive. I think he's going to work his magic here in Detroit again, man. You got a great player in Dylan Larkin. You got a young core that you're going to help build around. Red Wings should be fun to watch this year. But again, I don't have a timetable for them to be good. Obviously, Steve turned Tampa Bay around pretty quickly. But I don't know. He's going to work his magic, and they're going to be good. And they're going to be good for a long time again. I don't want to compare him to Darko, though. The thing that is curious to me for the Pistons is I think right now they have 15 or 16 players on the roster, and come NBA season, you're only allowed to have 14. So, yeah, a trade's definitely happening. I do not want Langston Galloway on this roster the time the season starts. I think he needs to be traded ASAP. But I'm not sure what the market is out. I would trade him for a second-round draft pick because if I'm Dwayne Casey, he's not getting any playing time for me. I'm starting some of these young guys. Yeah, Henry Ellison's on the Knicks, and he had a couple of good games last year. No, they shouldn't. Look, I don't know if you guys know who Tom Gores is, but there's no way he's trading away Blake Griffin. That's his guy. And that's the reason we haven't traded Andre Drummond yet, is because of Tom Gores. Those are his boys. He's not trading them. If this was any other front office, then maybe. But Tom Gores isn't trading them. And Chris Dunn and a first-round draft pick? No. Those trade rumors aren't real, bro. And if that's the trade offer, there's no way in hell I'm doing it. I mean, did you see how much we gave up to get Blake? And Blake just had the time of his life playing in Detroit. So, unless you get players like Tobias Harris, get some draft picks for him, I ain't trading them. And the Pistons are in win now mode. They're not rebuilding. They think that in a few years, after this season, that they can take off. So why would they blow it up? Doesn't make any sense, man. I like how y'all jumped on his back. That's funny. Derek Coleman. Yeah, I did hear the DeMar DeRozan rumor. And let me put it this way, okay? You guys know my standpoint on the Westbrook trade coming in here. I did not want that. I would take that trade twice over bringing in DeMar DeRozan here. Now, let me explain myself, okay? I like DeMar DeRozan, but he can't shoot a lick. He is not clutch. He is not clutch. I mean, he blew a game against Toronto this year and just straight up gave the ball away to Kawhi Leonard. He's good against these teams that aren't that good. When the spotlight's not on him, he looks amazing. But man, when the lights get bright, he's nowhere to be found. He's a turtle hiding in his shell. What's going on, Bravo? You're in L.A. Look at Mr. Hollywood over here. Back to the DeRozan thing, though, man. Toronto got rid of him. Now, obviously, they brought in a much improved player over Kawhi Leonard. They won the NBA Finals. I mean, that's got to say something, man. Besides getting rid of Dwayne Casey, that's the only change that they made. Obviously, they got Danny Green as well, but they killed it, man. I know Dwayne Casey loves him. I was just about to say that, Marcel. They benched him. Because he was that bad. When you have to bench your star player because they can't shoot, why would I trade for that? Why? This makes no sense to me. With Blake and Drummond, though, you need guys who can shoot. That's why, out of all these trade rumors, I would want the Bradley Beal trade the most. And that's only if I keep Blake and Dre, because that's the only way it's going to work. If you had Beal, Griffin, and Dre, that's a legit big three, and they would cause havoc. They would be no cap, top 4 team in the East, and a real contender to go to the finals. Because with having that, that's going to be a tough matchup. Because you got a prolific scorer in Bradley Beal and Blake Griffin, and when they miss, Drummond's going to be there for the rebound and give them second opportunities. I'm not sure what's happening with this Beal trade. They just brought in a new GM. I know they're going to try to talk to him and make him re-sign that extension. Let me get there, guys. Let me get there before you start throwing in the John Wall stuff. That was the rumor before this new GM, is that they're going to throw John Wall into the deal. Now, obviously, I think that they are looking very much into not doing that, because if Beal doesn't resign, he's going to walk. So if they don't trade him this offseason, his name is going to be super. No, he's not serious, because Tony Parker's retired. Don comes in here and he cracks jokes all of a sudden. I don't know. He thinks he's a comedian or something. He's just playing, man. He's just playing. Don't chill on him. He's just teasing. He thinks he's a comedian. This new GM for the Wizards though, he's going to be looking to either sign Beal or get rid of him. And I think if they don't get rid of him this offseason, he's going to be a hot name come trade deadline. And at this point, if you want to make a trade, that is the one you go after. If you can keep D-Rose. So imagine this, okay? Say you trade Reggie Jackson away, which they have Isaiah Thomas and Ish Smith over there in Washington. So they got some quality point guards over there in Washington for when John Wall's out. Washington made some good moves. I'm not sure how they did it being in salary cap hell with John Wall, just throwing money down the toilet. I'm not even going to address that one. If you could trade away Reggie Jackson, Langston Galloway, you'd probably give up either someone. I'm not sure who you'd give up yet. You would either give up Luke Kennard, Kyrie Thomas, Shaviv Mihailuk, or Bruce Brown. Because you can't trade Sekou until November. You can't trade Sekou until November. I don't think you can trade Snell until November since they're new additions. When they sign that contract coming over here, you can't trade new additions. You have to wait for so long. So that's the only reason you can't trade Snell and you can't trade Sekou yet. You have to wait. So you'd have to give up one of those younger pieces outside of Sekou, and you can't trade Snell yet. So, but if you can manage that, I'm all for it. There's not too many people I give up Luke Kennard for, just because of the young talent, and I don't like trading away young talent. But Beal is the same age as Drummond is. He's 24, 25. He's in his prime. I am all for that. All for it, man. I don't want John Wall, though. John Wall's contract is ridiculous. I'd rather start Derrick Rose, to be honest with you. Yeah, John Wall's contract's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Bravo with the super chat coming in clutch. Appreciate that, Bravo. See, $2.99. He's in LA. He's a big Hollywood star now. Keep up the good work, bro. I appreciate it, Bravo. We'll try to get you back in center court this Wednesday, man. Yeah, no Wall. Appreciate that, Don. No. We don't need Chris Paul, man. We don't need Chris Paul. I don't know why you guys keep saying that. Him and Blake Griffin don't like each other, man. I mean, seriously, do you watch basketball? Seriously, Kevin, do you watch the NBA? They do not like each other, man. They do not like each other at all. Plus, that contract is horrendous. You're going to pay this man $40 million a year to play 60 games? Seriously? Do you like throwing money down the drain? Terrible trade. I mean, at least he could play. You know what you're going to get with Curry, but it ain't going to happen, man. I know you're teasing, but come on, man. That's what I need. I need to get that "come on, man" sound clip, so every time you guys say something outrageous or dumb, I can just hit it. You guys kill me with some of this stuff, man. Ugh. That's a good question. I think that Anthony Davis is going to have a good opportunity to get it playing with LeBron. The only question I have about that is how well they're going to click right off the bat. Because it seems like every time LeBron gets a new all-star teammate, they struggle very early on in the season. And right after the all-star break, their chemistry starts to come into place and they start playing a little bit better. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard's going to be thrown in the mix. I don't think Paul George is going to play as well as he did last season, so I don't think you can throw his name out there. I want to say James Harden's going to be in there, but having Westbrook in there, I'm not sure if they're getting the same amount of touches. Giannis is going to be in the mix. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Obviously no KD in the mix this year. You gotta throw Steph Curry in the mix, depending on how well he can play without Klay Thompson. So I mean, it's gonna be a good race for him, man. It's gonna be an absolutely good race for the MVP this year. Should be a fun season nonetheless, man. It would depend on who all we get from Denver. I mean, that would be a good destination for us to make the trade if we're going to do it. But like I said, man, Tom Gorse ain't going to trade Blake Griffin this year. Unless we absolutely miss the playoffs, there's no way we're going to blow it up. We're riding Blake Griffin all the way through, man. If he goes to the Blazers, do they keep CJ McCollum? Because if they move one of those guys to the small forward, that would be absolutely dangerous. I don't know how you would stop that team. That would be a very good move for him. Very good move. That would be nasty. I don't know about averaging a triple-double. Because LeBron's going to miss some games due to load management. But yeah, LA, the stars are going to shine bright in LA, man. Stars, both teams are going to improve tremendously. It's going to be great for the NBA. Because they play each other 3 or 4 times. Either way, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be much CTV to see who's going to be the legit best team in LA. You're absolutely right, John. The Pistons have probably been the deepest that they have been in probably 10 years. I was skeptical when we first brought in Blake Griffin. I'm going to be honest with you guys, okay? Because I was not really a big Blake Griffin fan because of all of his antics off the court. But coming to Detroit, I feel like it's been an eye-opener for him. I think that he realizes nobody in this league is untouchable or safe. I think that he come to realize that even the team that drafts you has no loyalty. So I think coming to Detroit has really matured him. And you could already start to see it in LA a little bit. I think it was good for him to get outside of LA because he's not under the bright lights anymore. He's not dating Kardashians and Jenners anymore. He's come to Detroit and he's been a leader. He wants to win. You can tell. If you could not tell in Game 3 and Game 4 that he wanted to win, then I don't think you watched that game closely enough because on one leg he gave more effort than the entire team did. And it inspired people. It inspired Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson played extremely well in the fourth game of the series. That was probably the best chance the Pistons had to win a game. They just couldn't do it. Milwaukee was just way better than us. If Blake Griffin was healthy, it might have been a different story. But he went out there and gave it his all. Gave it his all, man. So if you can't tell Blake Griffin wants to win here in Detroit, I don't think you watch the games closely enough. Yeah, anytime you make the playoffs, you get a new jersey. So that's what all the big talks about right now is which one they're bringing back. I'm not sure which one they are. There has been no information or leaks about it yet. They keep that one on the hush-hush. Usually every year they update the city ones, which is the Motor City ones, or is it the Chrome ones? I'm not sure. But I think they need to adjust both of those. But yeah, they're getting a new jersey nonetheless. It depends on who we play the first round. If we play Milwaukee the first round, then there's no way we get to the second round. But I think Philadelphia, Toronto, Boston, and Indiana are all beatable teams. Obviously, I think Indiana is going to be the most improved team in the East. I don't know. I'm not bought in on Philadelphia. I think we can beat anybody except for Milwaukee. I think Beal's a realistic option. I think that is the most realistic trade rumor that we have heard. You just gotta match salary cap. So if we make a deal like that, no matter what it's for, Reggie Jackson has to go just to max salary cap. Now, you got to get in a lot return because you're going to be kind of hurting a little bit. But you're going to have to trade a young piece away if you're going to get a talent like that. You're going to probably have to give up a first-round draft pick, and you got to balance salary caps out. So you're going to have to give up quite a little bit to make something happen like that. I mean, I had the Lions going 10-5 or 10-6, 11-5. So I mean, it's going to be a close race. It's between them and the Bears. If not, the Lions are going to be a wild card team. But the Bears aren't unbeatable. I think the Bears overachieved a lot last season. Obviously, Khalil Mack blew that team up and made him something very, very good. But I'm not sold on Trubisky, man. I think a lot of offense was a smoke and mirrors, man. And that's a problem. You can't win games if you can't run the ball and game manage. And, you know, when they played Philadelphia, it was a low-scoring game. They needed a quarterback that could come out there and score some points. So, I don't know. I'm not really sold on Chicago. Obviously, they're going to either win the NFC North or be the wild card team. And it's the exact same way with the Lions. Because I don't think Minnesota or Green Bay did anything to improve. And as long as Minnesota's got Kirk Cousins, man, I don't think they're going to do anything. So, it's a shame, man, because I was rooting for Kirk Cousins, man. I felt like last year was his opportunity to shine, and he failed it. So, yeah, the Bucs are just filled with Pistons killers, man. They just signed Kyle Korver. Guess what? He kills the Pistons. And then they got both Lopez brothers, who both kill the Pistons. Giannis kills everybody, but he goes off against the Pistons. It's just what it is, man. They are loaded with the Piston killers. It just goes that way sometimes, man. I mean, I guess that's true, Marcel. It really depends on if Giannis can shoot the ball more efficiently. Now, he doesn't have to shoot it at a 40% clip. 35% where you have to guard him out there. That's all you got to do for Giannis to be effective and take his game to the next level. Because he is younger than Dre. He's 23, 24. Yeah, it's scary to think about how good he just won the MVP. He can only get better, man. Well, it wasn't just Kawhi, though, man. Like, Kawhi is arguably the best defender in the league. But they did it as a team. They just stacked the paint. I mean, there was 3-4 guys down there in the paint at a time stopping them. Drummond and Thon Maker just got bullied, to be honest with you. You don't have a defender like Kawhi on your team. Kawhi can guard anybody one-on-one. But even he needed help with Giannis. They did that as a team. And that's something that the Pistons need to talk about. And that's what I did in my top 5 keys for the Pistons offseason, is to find an identity. Because this team is just kind of random. It's just kind of thrown together. There's no real identity. You think about all the bad boys going to work teams. Their identity was tough defense and physical play. That felt good. I don't know if you guys heard that one. But both those teams were defensive teams. That was their culture. That was their identity. That is the Detroit Pistons culture in general, is defense. The Pistons don't have that right now. They have to do some soul searching and find out what they want to be. Now, we tried being an offensive team with Grant Hill and Joe Dumars. It never worked out. We traded Grant Hill away for Big Ben, went defensively, and we took off. We need to find that defensive culture because that's what Detroit basketball is, man. That's what it is. Yeah, I love Blake Griffin. I'm glad we got him, man. Oh, dude. Oh, man, those refs were terrible. But I don't think if the refs were that bad if we beat Milwaukee anyway. You know, as soon as I realized we're going to play Milwaukee, all the air in my lungs just disappeared, man. It was a tough matchup, tough to watch. I hope we don't have to play them again. Oh, I don't think Giannis leaves Milwaukee at all. There's no way Milwaukee does that because they've built a team around him that they can win. I mean, they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. There's no way he leaves Milwaukee. At least not this time. What's going on, Joey? Yeah, Atlanta's gonna be the sleeper team in the East. Um, I just don't know if they're ready yet. They're still super young. Um, if they knock anybody out, like here's the thing, man. I'm not sure how good Miami's going to be with just Jimmy Butler. I'm not sure if Orlando makes the playoffs again. Um, I'm not sure how good Toronto is going to be. So I mean, there are some spots that are going to be open for someone to take an advantage of. Um, and I think out of all those teams that I just named, I think Detroit got better than all of them. Obviously, bringing in Jimmy Butler to Miami is going to leave some question marks. Now, if they can bring in a Chris Paul and something, that might change, but I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs. To be honest with you guys, I don't know. So it should be a much improved season, entertaining nonetheless. I think that 6 through 8 in the East won't be settled until the last week of the NBA season, which is usually the case, but it should be a neck and neck race. And if Trae Young could play the way he played at the end of the season last year, they're going to be a sneaky good team. Sneaky good. I plan on ending this a little bit after 12, so we got about 15 minutes until 12 o'clock. So if you guys got some more questions that you want answered, go ahead and drop them down right now. And while you guys are doing that, I'll do some plugs. Instagram, Twitter links in the description. Be sure to follow me both there. And all DSA members are in the description as well, so be sure to subscribe and check their channels out. And if you want to see me start playing some more 2K, I just don't have the equipment for it right now. Check out my boy Overnight Hectic. He uploads 2K almost every single day, and I play a lot with him. So if you want to see me play 2K19 before 2K20 comes out, go over there. I got, I want to say, 6 videos of me over there playing with him. So go check those out. He's very good at it. But I plan on uploading some more. I guess I shouldn't say more. Although I did upload some 2K clips back in the day. So I'll look into it. 2K20 should be lit. We'll just say that. I'm not getting Madden, though. So I'm not going to upload Madden. Yeah, but man, running QBs always get hurt. I'm not sold on it. Like, if he improves, then it's a wrap. They'll obviously win it. But man, oh man, I don't know, man. I'm just not sold on him. Not sold on him. I think that they think Woods can be that backup center right now, and if not, they play Thon there. So I think that they think, if that makes sense, that they got their backup. Yeah, I think I have them at 7. I think I have them at 7. Am I gonna do more wrestling on my channel? Probably not. Probably not. I think I got everything I wanted to say off my chest. I just don't really have an audience for it, to be honest with you. I don't know. We'll see if something big happens, but I don't know. It only got like 150 views, so it wasn't like there's a lot of demand for it. I don't know. We'll see, Mike. We'll see. If something big happens, I might talk about it, but I really don't care about it anymore, to be honest with you. I grew up watching it in the Attitude Era, and I stopped watching it in like 2009, like consistently. Like, I still tuned in every once in a while, but it just got terrible, man. Really, after 2008, it really died off for me. Really died off, and it hasn't recouped at all. Attitude Era will never be duplicated again, man. How many Rose jerseys? How many am I going to buy? I'm probably going to buy quite a bit. Yes, Kevin, I do. They're going to win more than that, dummy. I mean, I see where you're coming from, Marcel, but they only gave Blake Griffin an 88, and he had a career year, so probably not. They'll probably be in the 70s, like low 70s. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know anything about this new GM over in Washington. Right now, I'd say there's only about a 20% chance that it happens because I just don't know. I don't know, man. His name's been floating around what seems like 3 years, so I'm sure he's tired of hearing about it. I'm pretty sure he just wants to be determined to get something done, but he hasn't re-signed that contract extension, so I don't know. I hope it happens. It just depends on whenever Dwayne Casey wants to bring him in. I can't give you an honest answer about that. I like it, what he's got, but he probably play a little bit in the G League this year. Don, you crack me up, man. That would be a big boy down there at the center. Glenn Big Baby Davis Part 2. Yeah, Jackson's going to have a career year just for the contract reason purposes. Yeah, that's what I'm going to focus on. But it's tough. It's tough to do it right now because, I mean, we're at this dead point. I'm really running out of ideas to talk about the Pistons because there's only so much you can talk about. It's going to start focusing more for Lions, just because the Lions are coming back up. So, I don't know, man. I want to keep talking about the Pistons, but I think I kind of talked about everything I want to talk about. It'll probably be double digits. Probably 10. Yeah, that Bray Wyatt gimmick looks kind of weird. It kind of looks like some Slipknot stuff. Three first rounds. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what Washington's looking to get out of it. I know they're going to want draft picks, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to say that he's better. He's only played in a short amount of time. He's barely played. Don't. I seen a comment the other day that said start him over Drummond. I don't. Calm down, man. Calm down. You want Taco? I call him the Black Boban. No, because he plays power forward. That's where Blake Griffin's going to play. He doesn't play small forward as well as Marcus does. He's a better fit. He's a better fit at power forward. Yeah. Unless I go live like today, I usually don't talk about them. I might use points from one team or the other and kind of compare them that way, but I don't talk about them in the same video unless I do like a Q&A or just talk about like the media. I try to keep them separate because I know there is separate audiences for both of them. My Pistons videos do way better than my Lions videos. I've come to realize that. So I understand what you're saying. I understand. Everyone's got their own preference and their own team. So I try to keep them separate as best as I can. Yeah, I'm thinking about the Seiko one. I think I got 3 Blake Griffin jerseys. I got the Chrome one, Motor City one. Maybe I only got 2. And then I got 2 blue Drummond jerseys and the Motor City one. So, yeah. And then I got the Grant Hill throwback one. I got a Bill Laimbeer blue one. And I have to look back because I got some old ones. Old ones. NBAshop.com or NBAstore.com, whatever it's called. They usually have a promo code, so. You spelled canard the weirdest way I've ever seen canards, and I'm kind of proud of myself because I knew who you were talking about there. But yeah, I think if he comes to Detroit, he does sign the extension. Because why wouldn't he? You're gonna play with Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond, and have an opportunity to shine and possibly be the best scorer on the team. I mean, if he comes here, they're gonna give him the offense and let him run with it. Because Beal can play point guard. He brings the ball up. He can initiate his own offense. He's not going to play point guard. He's obviously going to play the 2 guard. But I think he absolutely would resign because you'd be a top team in the East. He'd be foolish not to resign. And I think that teams have kind of looked at it this way where the risk and the reward situation, it's paid off. OKC was able to re-sign Paul George. Now, year 2 it didn't work out. He requested a trade. But, Toronto won an NBA championship. Now, Kawhi did leave. So, I mean, there is a risk and a reward to it. I think that if you want to get out of the second round right now, then Beal's obviously the guy to go get. If you get Beal, you instantly an Eastern Conference Finals contender. How far can you go after that? I don't know. Can you win the Eastern Conference Finals? It depends on who you play and how well you play. Obviously, injuries are still going to be a key factor to it, but Beal would be a guy to help you get over that hump, depending on what you give up. Oh, man, you guys are ruthless when someone doesn't like what you say. I like it. Good pun. NBA.com. There's a store section. You can go and get there. Or I think Pistons got their own one. But I think they just go through NBAstore.com or NBAshop.com, whatever it's called. Taxes suck, man. Did you go with Macklemore and get him? That's funny. Yeah, I'll probably upgrade and reload. I'm going to think about hanging some of them up here on the wall. I don't know. We'll see when time comes, but I don't know. What's going on, puppers? I don't know. Probably. The thing I don't like about buying them on Amazon is they're not official. It's just minor stuff. Like Fanatics is probably the best way to go if you want to get them that way. I got my, I don't know. I think it's in the laundry, but I got my Blake Griffin Chrome one there. And the only thing that it's missing is the Flagstar official sponsor. It's got the Nike and stuff, but it was cheaper than buying it from the NBA shop. So, if you want to do it, go to Fanatics. Fanatics usually has some deals and coupons you can use. So, if you don't want to spend this much money, because I think they'll be like $100 on the NBA store, go to Fanatics. Not sponsored, just saying what would be cheap. No, I live in Flint, man. I'm about an hour away from Detroit. What's going on, Big Take? I think they're all in the laundry, man. I don't see any of them up there right now. When I get these new ones, I'll probably do a showcase of all the Detroit jerseys that I got. If you guys have Twitter, check out Pistons fan from Indy. This dude has an entire man cave of Detroit Pistons gear. It is impressive. All the stuff. He's got some game-worn jerseys, some sneakers, bobbleheads, posters. This dude has the man cave that I want. It is impressive. So if you have Twitter, go check him out because all the stuff that he has is super dope. It's really impressive. Yes, I've been to several Pistons games. I was at Game 3. I know. I'll take you outside after the stream's over, okay? We're about to wrap it up here in a minute. So, 2-minute warning, guys. If you got some questions, you got to hurry up because my dog wants to go outside. All right, well, I think she's got to go to the bathroom, so I'm going to hurry up and end it. So, again, one more time, thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it. I'm going to work on the super chat and subscribe button because I got them backwards. So, with that being said, Instagram, Twitter links in the description. Be sure to check both of those out. All the DSA members are in the description as well. And I think that's all the plugs I got. What is one player? Beal. I mean, there's several of them, but yeah. All right, just rewind it, Don, or Big Take. You'll see. You'll see the funness. I was a little beat up this morning because I woke up late, but yeah, I gotta go take her to the bathroom before she goes in the house. So thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it, and I'll see you tomorrow when the upload streak continues. Peace.
Are you ready?